my side. And likes and dislikes are disabled here. People told me to look at the comments, but the comments are just really all going to be, like, pretty much supportive, because he's got, like, this shill mod called Truth... What is his name? Truth King! Kero is not... can you even read this? Get out of the way, Susan. Truth King! Kero is not guilty. Look at that name. That's how you know this person's genuine, when they've got their entire channel identity dedicated to, no guys, he didn't do anything. Yeah, this is like Voice of Truth or something, and he's a weirdo. He posts in like every single... He's like Kero the Wolf's biggest simp, basically. So that's the situation. Again, likes and dislikes are disabled, as you can see. As you can probably understand why this fake looking Jack Black with the wispy like teacup mustache. Let's get into this. Not that I'm saying he's, you know, all just jokes. For legal reasons, all just jokes.
Hi guys.
Hello.
A lot has happened in the past 2 years. I want to take a moment and explain why I left YouTube before we get into everything. This was in the fall of 2018. The day the accusation started, everything happened all at once. I was getting accused of new things right and left, and I was completely taken by surprise.
Life comes at you fast when you fuck dogs in the ass.
They were accusing me of. Once the leaks started flying around on Twitter, the police got involved right away.
Is it too quiet? I mean, I've got it up as loud. Oh no, I don't have it up as loud. There you go.
Cooperate and let the police work, and let them announce that I was innocent. Because this case seemed like a no-brainer. I thought the police would interview me, and they didn't find
After you fucked the hole into the dog's head, that was certainly a no-brainer. Now, to be fair, Kero was not the biggest perpetrator of the zoo thing. If he did it, allegedly is all around, but Kero was not the biggest part of it. Kero was not the one who was, like, fucking drilling holes or anything like that. I think Kero was into, like, roadkill and some other stuff that's still not okay. But, yeah, Kero maintains... I don't really know what Kero maintains. There's so many contradictions in his story at this point that there's, like he contradicts himself within this video alone. Also, look into his eyes, chat. Look into the eyes of this man. Soul. I don't see the soul. I don't know. You know, this is just me. I'm just talking. He looks like a sim.
Thing proving the accusations wrong. I did go into the police station.
Thank you very much to the $100 super chat.
The police came to my apartment multiple times
a
week. Asked me questions like, "Where's the deer? Do you know this person?" I was constantly visited by them, and each and every time I let them search my apartment, and I answered all of their questions. People were calling the police station and accusing me of all kinds of things. I was even asked about a missing child, and then they asked if they could
I mean,
search my place. I endured these visits and let them do their work, and after a month and a half of all these visits, everything went silent. But what happened in January completely surprised me. The police were able to obtain a search warrant, which blew my mind. There's honestly nothing there to justify a search warrant.
Now, there's nothing there, he says. Now, again, I don't know. Apparently, he was looked into by the authorities, and they didn't decide to arrest him for whatever reason. So, you know, far be it for me to talk about the legal system, but I know what I've seen. And I know that there was an account that posted a bunch of pictures of a little dog on thebeastforum.com about, like, when it's time to begin, you know, when it's ready for the fucking. And that same dog was later posted on his Fur Affinity account. So, you know, again, I don't know. I don't really know. You've got friends of his who say that he is a zoophile, but he's still a good person and all this stuff. I don't really know. You know, I don't care about. I don't care about if he didn't go to jail. There is evidence, and it's not faked. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
But then I saw the actual piece of paper. Someone called the police, accused me of having illicit material on my computer, and the warrant was to check for distribution and storage of it, which is a felony. If this would have been true, I would not be here talking to you today. I would be in jail. They took everything, my cameras, my phone, my computer, all my hard drives. So after they took my stuff, I felt utterly hopeless. Without my video equipment, how could I fight back? They took the only thing I could use to help prove my innocence. This really took a toll on my mental health. I was suicidal, I was depressed, and I was just overall broken.
Hang on. Guys, listen. For the price of 1 cup of coffee per month, you can donate to Kero's Patreon. Okay? You can make a young Kero in Africa feel whole again. You can make him feel right again. You can make him love again. Alright, I'm gonna stop.
Honestly, tried to leave the community in January. Because
he honestly tried to leave the furry community. It's just a shame they wouldn't let him leave. Yeah, that's right. Is that what we're going with? Because I'm pretty sure most of the furry community doesn't want you around. I'm pretty sure if you could take a vote of, like, the entire community of people that owns a fursuit, let's just use that as, let's just disqualify anybody who doesn't have a fursuit. Let's leave it to that. You probably still have a wider majority of people that want you gone. And those people are fucking freaks to begin with, so you're in fucking deep left field right now, homeboy.
No one was listening to me. But a month after everything was taken, memories poured into my head. The fandom helped me so much. Even if a lot of you dislike me, I can never dislike the fandom. There are a lot of things that need fixing, but this is a place I truly belong. And no one is gonna tell me otherwise. So I decided...
Nobody is gonna tell him otherwise. Not the authorities, not the vast majority of people around him. Not the people that he now has to disable the fucking dislikes for. Eventually he's gonna have to disable the comments too, probably. He's got his, like, one simp moderator here. I miss you. I don't know if Kero is innocent or guilty, but, like, it was just 2 years ago. Just forget about it now. Plus, if you don't like him, don't watch the videos. Don't worry. You know, that's an argument that I hate even when it doesn't involve fucking dogs to death and things like that. That's an argument that when it's, like, about fucking movies or something stupid, I'm just like, yeah, no. That's not how changes are made. Not in the era of fucking social media and shit. We have the ability to, like, speak up and make things, you know, change. We don't need to, oh, if you don't like it, just don't watch. Whatever, bro. But, I mean, certainly in this case, that's not applicable in any sense. This is a case of you may have done something horribly illegal and you might be a fucking terrible person. Yeah, there's not really a statute of limit. I don't know if there legally is, but I would say in the court of public opinion, there's not really a statute of limitations on, you know, dog fucking.
Not to give up. I hired an attorney.
By the way, I should say that I almost started the stream with the song Dog's Life by Gentle Giant. No one understands it's a dog's life. That's a pretty good song. I don't know why I was compelled to use that song, but I decided to go with a different song.
I was advised,
which for legal reasons was a joke.
Not to make any public statements.
What's
I decided not to give up. I hired an attorney and I was advised not to make any public statements, which was hard for me. Police took nearly 2 years to look at my possessions. They even sent my devices to the FBI forensics lab. And also, the New York police got involved. And through all that, there were never any charges.
They got the fucking CSI New York, they got CSI Miami, NCIS New Orleans, normal NCIS. They got Criminal Minds in there. They got some of the people from Dexter. Motherfucker, it was like a Super Smash Brothers of investigating creepers.
And also, the New York police got involved. And through all that, there were never any charges against me. If there's any evidence being used against me, the police would have found it during all of that time. And yet, over these past 2 years, I have been harassed, doxxed, manipulated, blackmailed. I've had people stalk me, accuse me of terrible things, kept trying to put words in my mouth.
I had somebody egg my house. That was uncalled for. There was toilet paper in the trees.
Spread rumors about me. I've seen the worst of the community during this entire investigation. The police were wasting their time and resources while actual crimes were happening. So here I am today. Let's go over the accusations together. The results of 2 police departments and the FBI proving me innocent just isn't enough. So I'll go over...
It just isn't enough for you.
Everything one by one. Let's start so we can put this whole thing behind us. First, let's talk
Okay.
about the logs. They were posted by a Twitter user in September 2018. They depicted horrific things that were...
First, let's start with when you were Iranian super hacked by Iranian super hackers. Let's start with that one. That's an important part of this mythology.
They're said between a group of people on Telegram. There was also a list of people allegedly involved in the chats, but of the ones included was my name. While it is true I have talked to Snake Thing before, I didn't know he was the monster he turned out to be.
I didn't know he was the monster he turned out to be, even though there's tons of evidence that he, like, okay, so what was it, Kothorix or whatever the fuck, he did like an interview, and he kept talking about Snake Thing, and every time he brought him up, it was like, well, okay, I knew him, but I didn't, like, know him. Well, okay, actually, I knew him, and we, like, talked sometimes. Well, okay, actually, he, like, kind of maybe groomed me into the zoo. Like, it just kept escalating, and it was just a bunch of nonsense. So, no, I mean, I don't believe him when he talks about, I didn't know that Snake Thing was that bad. Don't buy that personally.
We were not friends. Just some
We were
guy
not
in some
friends.
furry group. And we talked about feral cartoons.
Well, I mean, there are plenty of fucking logs. And even if you weren't, I mean, okay, people are always quick to, like, throw Snake Thing under the bus in particular because he's the one person that specifically got, like, you know, it became well known that he was charged.
The logs...
But like... You know, there were a lot of people there. Even if you weren't super close to Snake Thing, you might have been close to Tim Wynn or Cepheus Rivendare or Woof or any number of the other fucking people that were psychopathic. Like, what kind of excuse you're specifically focusing on Snake Thing because he's the one person that people know is, like, away for fucking 25 years. 24 years as of, like, Tuesday, I think. So there's an anniversary for you. Once again, chat asked to spit, but...
Friends. Just some guy I've been in some furry group.
Just some guy.
Feral
I
cartoons.
just sucked his dick once in a bathroom. It's nothing.
The
It meant
logs of
nothing.
me are not real.
The logs are not real. There is nothing real.
Nasty shit in there. Just a normal conversation between two people who like...
I love the parts when, and I don't think he does that in this video, but there's like parts in the past where he's been like, well, no, some of the logs were real. All of the ones that made me look good. All of the ones that didn't make me look like a complete psychopath, which, if you think about it, is none of them. Because he's still in that group, but like he was like trying to distance himself, and he was like, no, all those ones that are specifically bad and mention me doing bad shit, those ones are fake. But the ones where I'm just like, ooh woo nuzzles your fucking bulgy walgy or whatever, those were all real. That was fine.
Feral characters. Secondly, I
What's
want
that
to
again?
a normal conversation between two people who like feral characters.
Feral characters. Guys, it's not zoophilia, okay? It's just feral characters. He'll have you believe that it's just totally legit, non-weird. But again, like did I miss a part where he said specifically that he wasn't in the fucking group? The zoophilia group, or like the zoo sadism group rather. Did I hear correctly that he wasn't there? Because I don't think he said that he wasn't in that group. He said that he didn't, like, know Snake Thing or whatever, which means, like, okay, maybe you were in that group and you had fucking conversations about Inuyasha or whatever, but that doesn't change the fact that you were in the fucking group.
Secondly, I want to point out the legitimacy of the person who posted the logs. This user claims to be an actual confessed zoophile, and the logs contain images of bestiality. How does that make
And I
him
mean, your friends claim that you are an actual zoophile, so what do you... I love how he's leveraging, like, oh, well, you people don't like zoophiles. Well, they're this guy. It's like, yeah, I'm sure that guy is a fucking scumbag too, but whatever. That's not the point. At least he seems remorseful to some extent. Maybe he'll get help. He's not trying to, like, weasel out of it.
a legitimate source if he himself is one of those people that abuses animals? A lot of people are so eager to believe what they see online, but they don't take the time to think about things or ask basic questions. 1. How can the source be trusted? 2. What's the motive? In the video shared by him,
He's got a very Onision cadence. You noticing that? Where he's like, 1, can you trust the source? 2, and he's got this, like, flippant fucking, Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting Onision vibe. Somebody else who allegedly likes to hurt, you know, smaller things. Speaking of which, Onision apparently sold his house. You can buy Onision's house. It is available for purchase. It is confirmed by the creepy streaming basement that Onision used to use. So yeah, if you want to buy Onision's fucking house, you can do that.
Actual animals were harmed. But instead of taking it to the police, where it would do actual good, he posted online. If you see a crime...
Again, this person is an idiot, but it doesn't change the legitimacy of the fucking logs.
Well, you think there is one happening. You should report...
And the multiple fucking confirmations that those logs are real.
To the police. That's how this country works. We have a judicial system for
But also, why would he report it to the police necessarily? I mean, yeah, after a while, report it to the police. But fucking, at the start of it, you got people there in Europe, you got Americans, you got Cuban guy who we thought was rotting in a ditch, but he's still alive. You got all sorts of people who are all across the world. I mean, you can't, what are you going to go to? Interpol? They haven't made an album in a while. I don't know anything about Interpol, actually, but yeah, like, I don't know if you go to them or if you go to the fucking UN or what the fuck you do. What kind of... You go to the Avengers with it, the Justice League International, that's what you do. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, ultimately you want to take it to the cops, but when you've got such an international fucking crime syndicate on your hands, I don't know, the quickest action is fucking tell people on Twitter, and I mean... Maybe that's not the best action, but I can see why somebody would do it.
Doing this, like any act of cancel culture, ruins lives, destroys careers, and the person could be innocent, but Twitter has a lot of immature people who will always jump to thinking people are guilty. So not only was this whole thing mishandled, it's untrustworthy. I went through the legal process. People submitted all the pictures and all the logs to the police. We even had them reviewed by the FBI forensics team. I was investigated by real...
The FBI Ferengi team from Star Trek, yes.
Detectives that have degrees in criminology.
Detectives that have degrees. So the FBI went over the screen caps with a team of cheerleaders, and they determined that Kero did nothing wrong. They've seen Photoshops and can detect from some of the pixels. They've seen quite a few in their time. So I guess that's what he's saying. The forensic people. What does that even mean? What is he? The logs, like, what is...
People are guilty. So not only was this whole and all the logs to the police, we even had them reviewed by the FBI forensics team. I was investigated by real detectives that have degrees in
Okay, so that's like a separate thing, I guess, from the logs. I was just investigated by detectives with degrees. David Caruso was there, I assure you. That's a weird flex, but okay. My detectives have degrees, neener.
Criminology and forensics. And after 2 years of digging, they found nothing. They found nothing relating to me. But to the internet...
Well, they might have found nothing that could actually put you in jail, but again, we have like 100% fucking proof of what you've done based on your pictures of your dog on the Beast forum and also on fucking your fur affinity. So, by the way, companion piece to this stream, if you've missed the last Kero stream I did, I have done one before, so maybe go watch that one. Maybe go watch it anyway, because, you know, they tie into each other. I don't really have all of the proof and everything on hand, but if you want more evidence of what he's done, you might want to go check out the last stream, but anyways...
There's somehow more evidence than ever. Yes, people were arrested during this, like Snake Thing. But he wasn't arrested because of the logs. People did report him to the police, and they did investigate him. But his charges do not reflect what was in the logs. This shows he was in possession of illegal pornography. Not because he was a ringleader, not because of these logs people keep talking about, but
because he was black.
Because he had illegal content. So we were both investigated by the police, and he was found guilty. Meanwhile, I never had a charge on me. That should say something. I'm glad Snake Thing is in jail. So many people were distracted.
I'm glad Snake Thing is in jail. Of course you are, because he's the one that publicly went to jail and was the most publicly, like, tried for this situation. He's like the fucking Jesus Christ of the zoophilia community right now. He's like, Snake Thing died for these people's fucking sins. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. And he's like, oh, yeah, throw him on the stake. He's a piece of shit. Fuck him. We attack him because he can take it. Fucking Batman shit. Like,
by targeting me, well, Snake Thing nearly got away with it. He was the real monster. There was a thing going around about me about the Kothrix interview. I don't even want to call it an interview because that's not really what it was. But, you know, we'll go with that for now. When the controversy first started, he messaged me on Twitter. He said he could help, so we took to Telegram to talk. Right away, he didn't listen to me because he thought he knew everything based on the accusing tweets and kept badgering me on changing my story. I threatened to leave.
Yeah, maybe that's because you kept fucking changing your story.
A group chat with him and another person in it because they were not listening to my side of the story and jumping to conclusions. As soon as I said that, they proceeded.
Guys, you just keep jumping to conclusions. All I said was that I fucked a dead deer in the side of the road. Come on, why do you keep, like, assuming that... Jesus.
Blackmail me. And said they would make a worse video.
You throw this in Koth's face, I guarantee that video he makes will not be presenting any benefit of the doubt for you, and I wouldn't blame him. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm sure the fucking other weirdo furries who, like, tried to talk to him or whatever, one of them was that Ashley person who's, like, in a fucking diaper fur house of just weirdos. And then there's this other person. I don't know much about the situation, but, like, I know that the people that talk to him are a little... And, yeah, I mean, like, maybe they did some weird shit. This is all such deflection, though. It's like the ultimate, well, yeah, but, they did this, though. It's like almost none of this video. Has there been any part where he's just been like, yeah... I'm a fucking whatever I am, and like owned up to any of it? Because I don't think there has been.
If I didn't,
it's just been all like, no, but
I just wanted a friend to help me because I didn't know how to handle this type of situation. I do admit I did not handle everything well in the beginning of this. There's really no handbook on how to deal with a million people yelling at you and giving you death threats. More about that later. So I thought in the end he would do the right thing. So I agreed to stay in the group. He gave me the revised script, but I didn't really look at it. I put my trust in him. I agreed to retweet the video when it came out, and I did. But then I saw the video. He claimed that I said the logs were 100% real. Nowhere in that conversation did I say that, because it's not true. He made this hit piece on me. I felt so betrayed by this. I unretweeted the video and
hit piece.
I felt so used.
Guys, I unretweeted the video, okay? This shit is now over.
Kothrix. So you want to know why I didn't make a video then? That's why. I was going through a lot. So many people were taking advantage of me for the money and views when they have never even met me before. There are a lot of videos about me, made by people who don't know what they're talking about. Either with what I did or about the legal process.
I see.
A lot of people also sourced an internet harassment site. People are claiming...
the internet harassment site. Let's not name Kiwi Farms, but that's who he's talking about. So he's about to go into a whole thing about how Kiwi Farms is big bad and they don't like whatever and they're bad and you can't trust them. So this is going to be painful. But...
They're taking advantage of me for the money and views when they have never even met me before. There are a lot of videos...
Guys, you've never even met Pol Pot before. How do you know he's bad? See, I picked one that wasn't Hitler. There you go.
...about me. Made by people who don't know what they're talking about.
A lot of videos made by people who don't know what they're talking about. You know, for one thing, I'd like to say for the next Brutal Moose taste tests video, like Brutal Foods, you know how he does the emotion chart thing? Can we just get a version of that where every emotion is done by Kero the Wolf? Like, this one's disgust. And then there's like the one in my thumbnail where he looks wacky. Like he has so many good emotion still frames in this video. It's a gold mine, honestly. But yeah, you know, he says that everybody just doesn't know. And again, like for me, I'm sorry, it's just kind of an open and shut case. The way you act and also the way you like posted your fucking dog on a beast forum asking when you can fuck it. Like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm good. I don't need to believe you. It's fine. I'm good.
Either with what I did or about the legal process. A lot of people also sourced an internet harassment site. People were claiming it was a trustworthy site with reliable information. This isn't a group that's trustworthy. They are a group of stalkers and conspiracy theorists who ruin people's lives.
This guy sounds like he's got the same energy as like a crazy old senator on the news or whatever, where he's like, oh, this group is bad, they're not to be trusted. They're a group of Satanists and devil-worshipping degenerates who like to have homosexual butt-fucking on Fridays. Like, you know, they just go off on the fucking evening news or whatever.
Lives for fun. They claimed that I killed animals. They claimed that I was a pedophile. They even claimed I killed people. Absolutely crazy accusations.
I love the way he, like, says that, because you know, like, I didn't think that he killed anybody, but the way that he... the way that he, like, acts with that, and he's like, that's so crazy, guys, wow, that's so dumb, who would ever believe that? I definitely don't have anyone under my floorboard, like, you know, not accusing anybody of anything, but it's just, that's, I don't know, that's just a very funny reaction to that's so crazy.
All this website is to make fun of people and degrade them. It's full of homophobic, transphobic, and racist people. A lot of people use this place as their dubious source of information. Even their own staff members.
It is full of some people that say some weird things, but, you know, they also tend to have good info. And I don't know, for the most part, they don't really go after most people unless they have, like, a pretty good reason for it. I guess some cases there's just people that are like, this person's wacky, haha. But, I mean, usually people don't qualify for, like, a Kiwi Farms thread unless they've really, like, fucked somebody over or, you know, in some way been a prick to people. That's usually the underlying theme of every Kiwi Farms thread. It's rarely, I guess there's some art threads or whatever, but it's rarely, like, this person's stupid and I don't like them. It's usually like, this person's stupid and they scammed a bunch of people doing this or something like that. Like, at the very basis level, you know, they've at least done something fucked up. So, I don't know. I tend to, I don't know, listen to them at least.
Of that very website say it's just a place to laugh at people. It's not a resource for reliable information. Their staff said that. And still you want to use that website as a source of information when even the creators of that say it's not a source for information?
Yeah, and you're not supposed to cite Wikipedia in a fucking, like, school essay or whatever, but what the fuck's your point? It's still... I mean, yeah, I guess for legal reasons it's not enough to indict someone. It's like, again, we can't play detective on the internet all you want. It's not really... It doesn't usually lead to much, but... You know, like, in this case, it's like, yeah, I mean, sure, they might not be the most reliable source or whatever, but for the most part, they've got fucking, like, good info, and I don't know. Again, usually if something comes out that's, like, fake or whatever, they take it down, so I don't know what your point is.
Even the creators of that say it's not a source for information?
Also, here we have this fun, we have that fun dance. We need a gif of that. But now here's the emotion chart. He does anger here.
You really want to put your trust in a website that defiled the memory of Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Guys, think about... Guys, listen. Think about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, everybody. She's dead. That bitch is dead. She's in the fucking ground, and that's sad, okay? Think about her. You don't want to defile her memory, just like all of those people did when that Scalia guy died. You wouldn't want to do that. Like all those people on Twitter did when they said that he's better off dead and all that. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that. Taking her name in vain. God rest her soul.
An amazing woman that helped protect LGBT rights. A lot of people pointed to me when it came to one of the videos. One in particular had a person's lips and their nose in it, and claimed it to be me with absolutely certainty.
Chat's really enjoying that moment of the... Can we just watch that again?
Put your trust in a website that defiled the memory of Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, I just... That's amazing. That's amazing. Guys, think about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, okay? She's... Okay, now here we have disgust number 2. Disgust_2.jpg.
An amazing woman that helped protect LGBT rights. A lot of people pointed to me when it came to one of the videos. One in particular had a person's lips and their nose in it, and claimed it to be me with absolutely certainty. I don't understand how you can make that connection from a blurry photo.
Now, I'm of the opinion that, yeah, there really isn't any actual proof that he did any actual, like, fucked up things other than being in the group and, like, talking to people and being into this sort of shit. So it's like, yeah, there's not actually any proof that he did this or that. Some people tried to claim that there was, like, this or that picture or video or anything like that, but there really wasn't. I don't argue that. My whole point is, again, it all comes back to the dog. The fucking picture of the dog. The picture of the dog that you put on the Beast Forum, and then you put the dog on your fucking Fur Affinity. And I can't get past that. Well, not sadly, but the Beast Forum is gone now, so we can't really see that. But, I mean, I don't know. It's like, you can just claim everything is fake. I don't know, but...
With that terrible deer video. People said it was confirmed to be me, but you can clearly see the guy's face in it. He has a visible tattoo on him, too. I even posted pictures of my body on Twitter to disprove this. I got responses like, oh, you could have removed the tattoo. You could have had plastic surgery to change your face.
I want to see people, like, dub in this video with, like poor lip reading or something. You know, when he starts flailing his arms and stuff. That would be great. That would be really good. Or just have, like, you know, I don't know, sync up an anime monologue or something. I don't know how it would work, but
what is this? You're grasping at straws because you want me guilty when I'm not. No one gave me the benefit of the doubt. And when I brought up these points, I just got shouted down. It's easier to put the blame on someone, so it's easier to deal with. I get that. But I am not in these videos. Videos can be staged, Photoshop exists, so screenshots can be easily edited.
And videos can be staged, guys. Everything you know can be illusion. Didn't you watch the new Spider-Man 2?
It would be impossible to tell.
The third Spider-Man 2?
HTML is more easily so. Here's a video about that.
Hey folks, just to shed some light on the Kero the Wolf thing, here's the log. Here's what the actual file looks like. Find and replace. Let's do Kero Wolf with Wilhelm Scream. Here's the new file.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that, but again, this goes over, like, the course of multiple years, and fucking, this goes over, you know, a long time of a similar speech pattern and shit like that. And more than that, again, it's like, you've got his friends, you got people that have known him for, like, upwards of a decade, being like, oh yeah, well, I've known all along that he's a zoophile, but yeah, he's a great person, and shit like that. You know, you got all this conflicting stuff. Even if you want to make the argument that this or that log was faked, I mean, I don't know. There's, yeah, even if the logs are faked and he was not even in the group, like, at the end of the day, I don't know. There's still some weird shit going on. He still posted that dog on the fucking forum. I don't know why I'm doing, like, a Tony Soprano accent.
Wilhelm Scream. Hey folks, if it's this easy for me to fix one file, how hard would it be for somebody to, you know, say, fake all of the logs? I just changed every instance of Kira's name in this to somebody else's. See the issue there? And people say it's not easy to fabricate this kind of thing. For shame.
For shame. I mean, I would say it's a little more shameful to, like, err on the side of, oh yeah, he did nothing. There's mountains of evidence, but I'm just gonna assume that he did nothing. I mean, there's innocent until proven guilty, but, like, at a certain point, when there's just so much shit that's, like, burying you, I don't know.
People say that I got away with it because of legal loopholes, such as denying a search or statute of limitations. However, these people...
Did he do it? Did he do the thing? Did he nuclear the fuck out of that word?
Loopholes, such as denying a search or statute of limitations.
Statue of limitations. The sculpture of limitations, ladies and gentlemen. I love it when people do that one.
However, these people do not know the law. In fact, one of my friends made a video about one of these topics.
We don't have degrees.
Now, folks, we have a saying in this country, innocent until proven guilty, and...
Is this the zooier than thou? What is this? I know this isn't the same avatar, but that voice sounds like Spink.
Since the investigation has been dropped, that means the police were not capable of creating enough of a case against Kero to prove his guilt. So, what does that mean? It means that half the battle is over and won in Kero's favor. He has not been proven guilty, therefore, by US law, he is, by process of elimination, innocent.
Also,
except again, like, again, at the end of the day, even if those logs were faked, he has admitted in the past so many things that make him look like a fucking bad person already, where it's like, oh no, I did know Snake Thing, oh, and we exchanged, like, zoo porn. The fucking friend I keep talking about, I'm gonna see if I can get the thing, I'm gonna see if we can do... I'm gonna see if I can do a little live reading of something here. Well, we get 4,000 people here right now. That's smashing. Yes, what that is. I'm gonna try to find a thing here. This is again from Archive the Wolf, who and I put the stuff in the oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. I put the stuff in the description, the links to Archive the Wolf's videos about, specifically about Kero and the fucking dog. And the picture, the thing I keep mentioning, the thing that for me is like the biggest slam dunk of like, yeah, I don't know, say what you will, but the dog, you know? Like that's the thing for me, that's the clinch pin, which isn't a word, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So we're gonna take a look here. Let me see, view, so this is, we're gonna, should we finish the video first? Chat, do you want to do the dramatic reading now, or do you want to, save the testimony from the friend for after the video? Do we want to read it now, or what are we thinking? Let me see. Grab my gay weed anal vape pen. Hardcore anal vaping. Take a look at that. Might as well finish. Dramatic, read, save, sure. Drama now. All right, you know, you know what? We don't have too much of the video left, but I don't know. We're gonna, you know what? We'll save it. We'll save the thing. And we'll do that in a moment. Let's get back to this for now. Yeah. So in a little bit, when this video's over, we're gonna be reading this fucking this whole thing from a friend of Kero's, and that's gonna be quite something. So get ready for that.
The fact that the police were investigating me for over 2 years. If there was some legal loophole, my case would have been closed a long time ago. Hell, it would have been closed in a week. This should prove that the police took it seriously and looked at every last lead that there was. This whole controversy was a lot for me. I felt like being swatted every day for 2 years. I know I made mistakes, like I said before. And for those mistakes, I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. No one is.
Guys,
I understand the videos that...
It was a lot having people call me out for all of those things that I'm, like, verifiably did, and how my story kept changing and everything. It was a lot
that were put out there were absolutely horrendous. And I get that anger. I really do. I was disgusted too, but I couldn't believe there were people saying that it was me in those videos. I'm not. It doesn't do us any good to be mad at the wrong person. Even when I proved I wasn't in them, people didn't listen. My closest friends sent their fans to attack me. I tried to get help from some other YouTubers because I thought they were my friends and I thought they would help, but they didn't. And it was hard, like I said.
Everybody turned their back on me. Everybody betrayed me. I fed up with this world.
There's no handbook for this kind of thing. How do you deal with this sort of situation? To understand why I didn't come out and make a video about this right away, you have to understand what I was going through and everything, you know, my psychology throughout the entire thing. This was the first time in my life I lost friends. I spent most of my life trying to make them.
He spent so long trying to make the friends, guys.
Furry community.
He finally found somebody in the furry community, you know?
Found a place that I truly belong.
A place where he truly belonged, with all the furries.
I felt a sense of community that I felt for the first time.
The first time in his life he has that sense of community. I'm gonna turn that off because some people copyright claim that fucking meme song now. It's unreal. We live in a fucking wasteland.
Growing up, I didn't really have that. I was considered a freak because I wasn't a redneck. I didn't like.
No, they considered you a freak because they considered you a freak because all the neighborhood pets kept going missing.
Guns. I didn't
allegedly.
Like I just didn't fit in. I just grew up in a small town that just wasn't really accepting at all. I just started to lose friends. It broke me. The longer the controversy went on, the
longer the controversy went on, the controversy. I don't know why you're talking like a bad, like, extra from a movie in 2002. The cartel went that way. I don't know.
Fit in. I just grew up in a small town that just wasn't really accepting at all.
They just weren't accepting. They didn't accept me with my weirdo fucking fursuit and my strange interests that may or may not include fucking animals. Like, yeah, I cannot imagine why. I just don't feel any sympathy for that. It's like, with what you sort of stand accused of, you know what I mean? Like, with what you've apparently done, or what you might even possibly be guilty of, like the things that you've admitted to alone are like, yeah, I can see why they didn't accept you. Sorry.
I started to lose friends. It broke me. The longer the controversy went on, all of a sudden my name was a curse. I've always made videos on YouTube because it makes people happy, and in return that makes me happy. But that motivation to make videos...
Don't you start being like, it makes me happy because it makes me happy to make fucking YouTube stuff. I mean, it kills me every time I upload anything. It's the most fucking neurotic shit ever because anything can go wrong and somebody can fucking get a high horse. But, that's the part where he's like, I just like making videos and making people happy. I just want to go back to that. No, fucker. No, you don't get to just go back to that. No.
Videos quickly went away.
Because again, at the end of the day, even if those logs were faked, at the end of the day, you've said enough that makes people not want to be around you. Like, he has admitted to enough. Back when that first Kothorix thing happened, and he had a bunch of fucking quotes that were just like conflicting and contradicting with his story, just being like, I knew Snake Thing, and we shared this and that, and we've got again the thing from the friend in the little bit. The thing from the friend that basically, implicates him on more shit. Like, it's just...
When my name became that curse. I was so psychologically that I could barely function. The thoughts running through my head didn't help either. How can I prove myself when no one will listen? How can I make people happy when they hate me? There's no use in making videos anymore. I tried to defend myself at the time, but in the heat of the moment, with thousands of people thinking all the same things, it didn't matter what. No one believed me. A lot of people say, why didn't Kero defend himself? He must be guilty.
He's just trying to feel sorry for me. It's like, again, at no point in this video does he just stop and be like, yeah, I did this, and I admit to this, and I'm blah, blah, blah. This entire thing is just, no, I didn't do anything wrong. No, this is stupid. Why can't you people get over it? Come on, this is getting stupid now. Like, this whole, like, indignant tone, this kind of, like, petulant, like, fucking... I don't know, what's the term? Like, entitled tone of like, come on, it's been a while, stop being mad at me, this is stupid. Let me go back to making my stupid fucking yiffing fursuit videos that appeal to children. That's the thing I can never get over with the fucking furry community, is it's like, no guys, we're not all fucking weirdos. 90% of us are in some way sexual deviants, and we have this colorful furry persona of like cuddly fucking bear characters and shit, and like animal cartoon characters, and yet we're all like weirdos. Like, yeah, no, we're fine, nothing weird there. Yeah, I don't know, bit of a rant. I'm sure I've said it before, but it's like, you look at the fucking fur affinity like banner, And it's just this like it looks like it's a fucking like school book about, you know, crossing the street or whatever with Petey the tiger and a bunch of stupid fucking like furry people, and they're all like waving and they're all like, you know, whatever, and it all just looks like it's for kids. It all just looks like it's for kids, and it doesn't set you up for the fucking rampant degeneracy that you're going to be seeing on that website. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't know. Bit of a rant. I know some of you. Again, I had to say this in the last stream. I know some people think I'm a furry because of the bear, but the bear is just like, you should know if you've watched me for a while. That's just the mood. That's just the mood of the channel. That's what that bear is. Everybody always tells me I look exactly like my bear picture, and that's why the bear. You know, like it's not a fur thing, but like, so some of you probably think I'm like in with the crowd or whatever, but nah, I look at it as like, it's a little strange that this whole group is like, I mean, again, you know, I said before, to their credit, I said on the Toggle stream, I think, to their credit, usually it's furries that are the most upset about people like this. Shut the fuck up, phone. Usually it's furries that are the most upset about people like this, but, like, I don't know. It's still, there's just a weird vibe with the community. I know I'm not the fucking first to say it. The sky's blue, you know, but like, I don't know.
If you didn't defend yourself. I did defend myself, but it didn't matter. As one of my friends pointed out to me, people went from finding a sense of belonging and liking you to finding a sense of belonging and hating you. People do both so they feel like they're part of a bigger community. Which is absolutely true. It became a community thing.
It's a community thing, guys. I was like the community punching bag. That's why people didn't like me. It had nothing to do with what I did to my fucking dog. It had nothing to do with the shit that I did to my dog when it was like dying of fucking kidney failure or whatever. You know, that's one thing that I remember from the other stream that I did. There was a whole subplot about how he was saying to his friends, oh, you know, I feel bad about how I kept on, you know, kept on topping, kept on, you know, kept on doing the deed. The drill kept running even though my dog was like dying of fucking kidney failure or whatever. And his friends were just like, oh, you know, I'm sure he loves it or whatever the fuck. I don't remember exactly what the situation was, but it was something really fucking strange like that. And again, it's more reason to go check out my first stream about our boy here. You know, once again, I'd like to also remind you, please look into the eyes. Just look into the eyes. That's all I ask of you. Just look into the eyes.
To hate me. As much as I disproved, no one would believe me. No one wanted to listen to the facts during a hate mob. So the most logical thing I could think of at the time was just to wait until it cools down, so people can think rationally. Let's acknowledge what's actually real. I'm into feral artwork, like cartoon depictions of.
I'm into feral artwork, right?
Talking and
cartoon animals talking. Yeah, they just happen to be anally voring each other while they're talking. They're having a discussion about the GameStop stock situation, and they're also like frauding at the same time. Yeah, I got you, bro. I get you.
Interacting. And I played a lot online.
They're just interacting, guys. It's nothing.
Back, it was a little cringy, but it helped me open up and be myself. I have never harmed any animals.
He just threw under the bus everybody who like does just sort of, you know, like fucking, you know, like feral artwork. If you don't know, from what I understand, it means like just, you know, realistic dogs or bears or fucking foxes or whatever, like photorealistic animals, not fursuit things, not like, you know, like anthropomorphic fucking furries. And so, yeah, just throw under the bus everybody who just likes to fucking draw birds or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that seems a little weird. And now he's saying, what's he saying?
It was a little cringy.
It's a little cringy, yeah.
Myself. I have never harmed any.
It helped me open up and be myself while I was talking about fucking dogs to death and all that shit.
I have never harmed any animals, and I never will. I've heard about cancel
Really?
culture before.
We're getting into cancel culture now, guys, and this is here we have the haughty derision face for the emotion chart. We're getting into cancel culture now. Again, it's not cancel culture when you've got like crimes to your name. When people are talking about shit that's like fucking horrendous and immoral. It's not cancel culture. Is, oh no, he said the fucking N-word on like an interview 25 years ago, and now we can't let him be in movies. Like that's what it is. It's like, oh, this person made a stupid fucking tweet. It's not, this person might be into fucking, you know, fucking dogs to death and all this fucked up insane shit. That's not what cancel culture is. That doesn't apply here. People try to pull this card where they're like, oh, it's just a cancel culture. And I mean, you know, to an extent, maybe it is, because we actually should cancel people that are fucking, you know, like Nick Bait tier, but I don't know. I don't see that as a particular problem.
Now that I've experienced it, I know that I can wreck your life. Honestly, I felt a lot of emotions during the past 2 years. And looking back, I can remember a lot of controversies before mine. To this day, there's so many new controversies in our community. There's a few that at least happen.
Yeah, there's a new dog fucker every week. Every week a new white girl is found. I swear to God.
Every month. There's probably been more than 50 in the past 2 years. I don't want anyone
He's literally just trying to do the fucking... Yeah, but it was so long ago, guys. Can't we just, like, water under the bridge? Come on.
feel the way I did. Cancel culture destroys lives. I can see how someone would commit suicide over this, or even harming themselves because of all the hate going their way. As a community, we need to be...
Guys, he harm himself. He's doing it again. Guys, stop. You can't hate on him anymore, okay? He's gonna hurt himself. He means it, guys. He's gonna do it. He's really gonna jump. Like, fuck off. This fucking shit. It's like, he tries to be subtle about it. I hate it when people try to be subtle and they're fucking not. That's like my least favorite fucking thing. Anytime somebody's like, oh, we think this is gonna be such a deep message or whatever, and it's like Batman versus Superman fucking Jesus shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, you're not subtle, jackass. You might as well just say what your fucking thing is. Just have it on a fucking text crawl at the beginning of the video. And right now he's just like, oh yeah, you know.
Or even harming themselves because of all...
Oh, I'm gonna harm myself, guys. If you people keep this up, this fucking like... Fuck you.
the hate going their way. As a community, we need to be better.
We need to be better, guys. We need to learn to be better. We can do better. You know, I don't know. I was gonna make a point, but whatever.
A lot of people like to objectify
better.
someone during a call out. They don't really see them as human anymore. So they can just call them whatever they want, even if it isn't true. People need to realize behind that profile picture is a real person. Also, there are more productive ways...
Yeah, and behind the picture of the dog that you put on the Beast forum was a real tiny dog that you fucked to death, allegedly. So, you know, pardon Mike's lack of sympathy.
to help animals in need. Like volunteering. Making hateful comments on the internet and making hateful videos doesn't help anyone. It doesn't find out the facts.
Well, that's not exactly true. Letting people know that you're a menace to society like fucking J. Jonah Jameson. I guess that's a bad example because Spider-Man's a good guy. Letting people know you're like a menace and telling people in the community so that you don't fucking have more people. Because I remember we talked about Cepheus like a year ago or something, and it was this whole thing where he was like, he still had people on his fucking Fur Affinity. And by the way, I think they banned Kero from Fur Affinity, finally. But Cepheus had this thing on his fucking Fur Affinity where, like, a couple days before the stream I did, he had somebody there just being like, ooh, woo, let's get on Telegram and get Yiffy or whatever the fuck. So, yeah, the reason why you excise people from these communities is because it's so they can't fucking breed. It's so they have a harder time getting around. It's so they have a harder time fucking influencing people and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, that's why you ban them.
It only hurts.
That's why you expose them. That's the idea.
It confuses people more. I tried my best to help animals during my YouTube career by raising awareness for wildlife. You can do the same by volunteering at your local animal shelter or donate money to a wildlife charity.
Volunteer at an animal shelter, guys. Guys, you too can make a difference. You can make a difference.
Instead of making useless hate comments online. Be productive. So to wrap this up, no, I am not a zoo sadist. No, I'm not a pedophile. I know the controversy has caused the fandom a lot of pain. I will do my best to help the community like it helped me so many years ago. I am sorry for how I handled it in the beginning of this. I get frustrated and confused.
Oh, he's one of these people that says frustrated. I hate people that say frustrated. The R is right there. How can you miss the R?
I am sorry for how I handled it in the beginning of this. I get frustrated and...
I get frustrated. The R is right there. What are you, Austin McBroomstick or whatever the fuck?
Confused easily.
God.
It was all overwhelming for me. But that's all I'm apologizing for. I did not deserve to be used, scapegoated, attacked, threatened, manipulated, harassed, blackmailed, and labeled as a monster. I know
So again, this entire fucking apology or whatever it's not even an apology. It's just like, guys, stop. This is stupid. Stop being mad at me now, okay? I swear I've learned my lesson, even though I acknowledge none of my wrongdoings and most of my story conflicts with everything I've said in the past. But I swear I learned from my mistakes. Let's just put this behind us, guys. Fuck off. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you to death like those dogs, allegedly.
this video
in Minecraft
isn't gonna please everyone. I fully expect people to make up new accusations and lies about me. I know this video may not please everyone, but I'm moving forward with my content and my channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you.
Oh, we can't fucking wait. Daily updates. You know, I don't want to do daily updates or like whatever he you know, I don't want to do that because that would start to feel even to me like harassment or whatever. But you know, every now and then it's nice to know he's back because I'm sure he'll grace us with lots of good shit. And you know, it's great if he ever collaborates with anybody else. You can be pretty sure that those people are probably in on it too. Like I said at the beginning of the thing, there's a bit of a theory that John Calder in chat had earlier where he was like, maybe Kero is trying to release this video now because like a week ago everything came out with Toggle, or like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, like shit started to get real with Toggle and Exit Mouse and everything. So I don't know. That could be it. He could be trying to fucking get the... Oh, look at this. Kero drama and why I'm avoiding it. Yeah, good. Yeah, you keep avoiding it. Just don't say anything about it. It's fine. It'll just go away. The fucking dogs he raped or whatever. Again, allegedly. All allegedly's all around. I'm sure he's a lovely man. Never did anything. Paid his taxes on time. I still need to pay my taxes. God damn it. But yeah, that's that, I guess. Again, if you... I'll have to put this one in the stream description as well. This is my first stream about it. This was from like a year ago, yeah. And if you, I did see one person in the Discord today who's actually never seen my stream on it, so might wanna give that one a watch for some more of the context and stuff, some more of the proof and things like that. That should be kind of fun. But for now, it's time to get fucking dramatic. It's time to get our reading hats on. Put reading glasses, maybe. Put those on. Let me get some music happening here. Get some good reading music. Alright. So this is gonna be a part that's a little bit graphic at times, and that's gonna be a whole thing. But that's, you know, I mean, it's not that graphic, it's fine, it gets a little weird, but it gets a little weird, that's all I'm saying. So, at Archive the Wolf, so I guess this is on one of Archive's, man, it's good that I started the stream with a band called Archive. That's fitting. Go watch the Archive the Wolf videos about, and also the Cecil McFly video, or series of videos. But yeah, Archive the Wolf has a channel with a bunch of videos about these people. And specifically the two that I linked in the description talk about his Beast Forum stuff, which again, that's my sticking point, where it's like, you posted your dog on here and asked a bunch of fucked up shit, and then posted it on fucking, you know, posted it on your Fur Affinity later. So yeah, I recommend watching that. But this is from a video, I guess a comment on Archive the Wolf's one of their videos. Okay, it just seemed like that was what was being implied. I've known Kero for too long to know he'd never do anything to harm Coda. Show off his dick, perhaps, but never harm. He loved him too much to even risk doing that kind of shit with him. I can tell you the chat logs were real. However, Kero was basically doing the same thing Snake Thing was doing, which I love that. I love the idea that this person who claims anyway, and again, we don't know how real the relationship is. This could just be some whack job. I don't know. Personally, I don't know the proof of this person's statement that they've been friends with Kero for years, but I'm sure there is like proof of them interacting in fucking 2012 or whatever. But what I'm saying is, you know, this is all just allegedlys once again all around. But I love the implication here in this post. Like, I can tell you he was just doing the same thing Snake Thing was doing. You know, the guy who's in jail for 25? Yeah. The guy who's doing a quarter century in fucking prison, yeah, he was just doing the same thing Snake Thing was doing. It was nothing, no big deal. He didn't do anything bad, nothing. Fishing for information. Oh, okay. So was this before Snake Thing got busted? He was just fishing for information. That's what apparently a lot of people wanted to claim that they were doing, where it's like, oh, I wasn't really there for this or that. I was just looking to bust them. Which, you know, I don't know. Under certain circumstances, you could maybe believe that if they're like a fucking photojournalist or some shit. But if you're like already, if this is just another notch on the board for you, I don't know. In Snake Thing's case, he was playing along trying to out Kero as a disgusting zoo sadist, and clearly succeeded. However, Kero was also just playing along to get, well, pawing material from Snake Thing. Pawing, chat. Pawing. Just succulate on that word for a little bit. Which he kept sending him. Kero detests that kind of stuff. That's why he was pawing to it, yeah. I'm sure he gave himself fucking 40 lashes when he was done. At one time, he even buried his dad's guns in woods because he brought home and put in the garage some severed deer heads. This is the most fucking bizarre shit that I've ever heard. Like, I love that this is a fucking explanation of how Kero did nothing wrong and we're all wrong. We're all, like, completely incorrect. But they just went and told me the fucking craziest shit. He buried a bunch of guns because of deer heads. Like, what the fuck is going on? What kind of weird fucking family? Why were you around severed deer heads as a child? This is just raising further questions, you know what I mean? It made Kero sick to his stomach. Oh, I'm sure it did. I'm sure that's a part of it. And quite frankly, me as well when he told me. And that's when he decided to do something about it. His dad found the guns, unfortunately. Yes, and as we know, he was then punished, much like the kid who fucking System 32'd his dad's PC afterwards. But Kero may be Zoo, but he's the furthest thing from a bad person you could find. His activism and love for other species is the main thing that kept us being friends for so long. Oh, but that's not the only thing. We'll see that in a little bit. But this is the internet. It's very easy to paint someone in the worst way, especially people in the spotlight. And then rumors turn into apparent facts, which almost never ends well, and a lot of the time tragically. Yes, but then there's times like Austin Jones where it's like, I mean, you just did bad things and happen to also have a following. So it's like, yeah, I mean, people are gonna talk shit because you, I mean, it's not like haters or whatever. Like, I get what they're saying. It's the same thing with cancel culture or whatever, when people pile onto someone because they're famous and they did something not even all that bad, like fucking 40 years ago or whatever, you know. But this isn't that. Like, again, this is like when they try to fucking compare themselves to LGBT people or whatever. It's just like a false equivalency and it's fucking annoying. But yeah, blah, blah, blah. The facts get whatever. The pawing material I'm referring to is things like dog dicks. He detests things like necrophilia. But he was, well, you know, it's good that you can tell us that. Thank you. But he was always up for trying to make people happy, so he just kept playing along. You know, I love that. I love the idea of like a character bio that's like their height, weight, superpowers, description, likes necrophilia or not. Yes or no. Like, it's good to have that at the top of the list. Snake Thing, he just kept playing along, making up shit that he knew Snake Thing would want to hear. Not once did he do anything like that to Coda, except possibly when he floated the idea on Beast Forum like fucking 8 years ago. Allegedly, but Snake Thing seemed to be enjoying it, so Kero just kept saying stuff he thought he wanted to hear. He was actually really uncomfortable with it, I'm sure he was, but for some reason couldn't bring up the nerve to call it quits. I keep meaning to ask him why he kept making that stuff up. Maybe he was gonna out Snake Thing as a zoo sadist, but it backfired. I'll ask him later, yeah. I keep meaning to ask why he, you know, was in that group. And it's like... Yeah, you know, I was gonna ask you last week, bro, but the new Jessica Jones, I just, you know, we got to talking about the spoilers, and then I forgot, and you know how it is. I keep meaning to ask you why you were talking about such vivid detail about what you wanted to do to these animals and all that stuff. How do you know him? How well do you know him personally, anyway? I've known him personally for around 8 years now. Yeah, not looking good for you. Not looking good for you. You've known him for about 8 years, which is about as long as he's... I'm pretty sure that's when he posted that shit to the fucking Beast Forum, was like 2013 or something, so about 8 years ago. This was all, blah, blah, blah. I've noticed most of the people making all these bewares and basically putting him in the blender are people who are only seeing an outside view and don't even know him well enough to make any accurate judgments of his character. Buddy, I don't care about his fucking character. I don't care about his, like, stamp collection and all of the little things that make him him. I really don't. I couldn't care less. I care, again, about the fact that he put a fucking picture of his dog on the Beast Forum. You know what I mean? Like, that's the buck stops there. This was all about 5 or 6 years ago when he was in those groups anyway. He spoke to me about them when he was involved with them, saying he wanted to leave them because he found a lot of the content too disturbing. I wish I could show you our old conversations, but you'll only see my side, as it was all on his old Zucked account on Facebook from years ago. And those dick pics of Coda, I was partially one of the reasons for 1 or 2 of them. Uh-oh, stinky, let's get into this. I was partially the reason 1 or 2 of them were taken. I asked to see them years ago. I'm Zoo as well, said the fucking weirdo on YouTube. So the fucking cat comes out of the bag, in case anybody had any doubt that this might have been some guy. Maybe he's just like a stupid idiot who doesn't want to buy the obvious facts. No, he's Zoo as well, so clearly you can trust him. Though I do not, nor have I ever supported or condoned any acts between blah 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 blah, except maybe between people jerking them off. It's how Canine Semen Collection is done anyway. Well, that's how they did it on Jackass, right? And that's apparently A-okay. Oh, exactly. It's just fine. It's not something I do myself, regardless, anyway. I don't get involved or look up that stuff anymore anyway. I'm planning on getting a dog soon, and that's... Guys, he's getting a dog soon. Isn't that the nicest news in the world? Doesn't that fill you with fucking joy inside? Doesn't that make you so happy that this fucking guy who just admitted to being a zoophile is gonna get a dog? Oh yeah, I'm sure we can just assume that you'll just keep you to your urges to yourself. Yeah, I believe it. That's one of the last things I want to talk about. They're going to be treated like royalty and supremely spoiled. Oh, I'm sure you'll make them feel fucking great, in your opinion. Know a person personally first before judgments are made. I've always known Kero was Zoo. Always known he was Zoo, right since the beginning. So for fucking 8 years that you've known him, you've known he was a zoophile. That's wonderful. I also know he'd never penetrate nor harm any non-human animal. He just made up shit to get dick pics. You know, this is the most legitimate, like, slippery slope when it comes to an argument. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, at a certain point when you condone this, like, everything is permitted. Nothing is off the table. Like, sure, you might now be like, oh, that's bad, but after a little bit of convincing, you'll just fucking give in and just be honest with yourself. He didn't have his boyfriend for that purpose. He had his boyfriend because he cared about him. If you want to be put in touch with Kero for the straight facts, then message me on Telegram. Just search Shaspio. He'll be honest if I tell him the individual I asked to speak to him is trustworthy. So, yeah. Again, that's a friend to Kero, apparently. No, we don't know. I don't know anyway how true that is. There might be plenty of proof that he's known him for years. I'm not certain of that, but that's quite something.